back. Ahead of the soon-to-be-held Meghalaya Assembly elections on February 27th, Prime Minister Modi will be seen supporting BJP candidates in the state. He will be participating in a roadshow in Shillong and later on in Meghalaya as well. The Prime Minister will be seen in Shillong and he will be addressing the people after paying floral tributes to 3 freedom fighters of the state. Let's go straight across to Niranjan, who's joining us live right now. And Niranjan, we are seeing that a lot of anticipation just before the Prime Minister's address. Let's go over to you and see what's happening there.
Well, Shivangi, I can't hear you clearly, but the Prime Minister is going to arrive here anytime now. He's going to land in Shillong. We saw some choppers flying by. So I think the stage is set. He's going to land. There's a road show about 3 kilometers where he will be moving through the heart of Shillong and arriving here. And it's been a big build-up to the Prime Minister's event. And rock bands, rock concert, music, one way of welcoming the Prime Minister here in Shillong. For the last 3 hours, this band on stage has been performing, just pulling in the crowd. So thousands of people coming in from different parts of Meghalaya. So Meghalaya is a state where there are 3 regions, primarily the Garo, Jaintia Hills and the Khasi regions where people are coming in from. And it's going to be a very, very close election. But the Prime Minister in the morning was in Nagaland, coming here any time now. And he's giving it his everything. He's going to 2 different regions. He's in Shillong now. He comes here to Shillong. From Shillong, he goes to Tura. And in Tura, he's going to address a huge rally. We are hearing that there are thousands of people who already gathered in Tura. So it's an electric atmosphere here. Just building up to the Prime Minister's event when he comes here. Every election is different. Every election is different, Shivangi. And Meghalaya is a state where music is very close to the hearts of people. And so that's one reason why you'll see a lot of music part of the Prime Minister's campaign and the road show. In fact, this entire road, if my video journalist can show you, this entire road where people have gathered, this is a square basically where people have gathered. And throughout this entire route, people will be, people have gathered along this 3-kilometer route, and along this route, there are also 3 or 4 stages that have been set up. Stages, stages where there are different bands performing. So there's one band right behind me. About 1 kilometer from here, there's another band, and another kilometer from there, there's another band. So it's like a music festival, if I can call it that, here in Shillong, with the Prime Minister coming here, and lovely music for us. Before you come to me, Shivangi, I've been standing here listening into some good music. So that's one new experience for us, on the election campaign trail this year. But there apart, I think this is going to be a very close election, and close election because in Meghalaya there are not just 1 or 2 parties, there are 5 or 6 parties that will be in the fray, including the NPP, Conrad Sangma's party, the BJP, which is a part of the government, but not fighting with NPP. They are fighting separately on all 60 seats. So it's a very interesting election in that way. And there's a Trinamool Congress, which is the new entrant in this election, with Mukul Sangma, who quit along with all his leaders and joined the Trinamool Congress here, effectively making the Congress non-present in the hill state here. So Congress are struggling, which is one of the reasons why Rahul Gandhi, perhaps last seen in Gujarat, came here yesterday and addressed a rally, even though the crowds weren't so impressive. Mallikarjun Kharge was here. So they're going all out as well. So TMC versus Congress versus UDP versus the BJP and the NPP. And there are so many more smaller parties, and no one party is, has a stronghold in any of the 3 regions, which makes it even more interesting, this election. If you look at the 3 states that have gone to polls in 2023, the first half, Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland. Tripura likely to have a clean government, a clear mandate there, and the BJP is hopeful that they will return to power with the TMC also playing a role there. Likely that the opposition votes will get split. But here in Meghalaya, it's likely to be a hung house. If Conrad Sangma gets the majority, it will be the first time since the formation of the state when any government got the clean majority. But for Conrad Sangma, he's the third chief minister since the 60s and 70s to have completed his term. So a very interesting election all in all in Meghalaya with many factors. People want jobs, people want employment, and people want a livelihood. And all of these questions will be weighing on the minds of the voters on the 27th of March when voting happens. But yes, you'll see that people are just enjoying the music here while the Prime Minister arrives. Culture and heritage of Meghalaya as well. A lot of performers, your young performers who've come here, they will be performing to welcome the Prime Minister here, and different regions of Meghalaya, they've all come here to welcome him. And it's interesting because, you know, they've heard about the Prime Minister, and never before, like we've been saying, never before has the Northeast seen the Prime Minister making so many visits, and that's why it becomes all the more special for them, because they've not seen any Prime Minister come as many times to the Northeast, and perhaps the first visit for the Prime Minister in Meghalaya in 2023. But he has been proudly saying that no government in the past has done as much for the Northeast, and Meghalaya is a state where you know, a lot of funding comes from the centre. At least 80% of the funding comes from the centre. So they're heavily dependent on the centre. So whether or not the BJP is part of the government, the centre will have a huge role to play. So waiting for the Prime Minister, the build-up is fantastic, electric here. Young crowds that have also turned up in large numbers. Many also to listen into the good music, and what better experience can they have than to see the Prime Minister speaking here on stage in some time from now. You know, he's coming here in about 30 minutes, we are told. He should be here. This is the stage which has been set up for him, and he will be live up on stage in some time from now. And yeah, so you know, I think Anirudha is also live. Anirudha is live from another location 1 kilometer from here. If he's live, you can go and take a hit from him as well, just to give us a sense of how many people have gathered, and to get you the full picture from Shillong. Back to you, Shivangi.
Right, Niranjan, this is the biggest coverage on PM's road show, and Anirudha is live with us as well. Anirudha, what's happening where you are? And like Niranjan was telling us, multiple developments. The mood there is electric, but we also know the BJP has, in fact, in its manifesto in Meghalaya promised 33% reservation for women in all government jobs, 100% implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission and PM Awas Yojana as well. A very, very big day there, Anirudha.
Yes, in fact, Shivangi, as we speak here today, you can see behind me a lot of people have gathered here. We are being told that more than 20 to 25,000 people have gathered all the way from the Central Library to the Police Bazaar point, where finally the Prime Minister will be addressing the crowd here. Around 20 to 25,000 people all along the road have gathered here. There are multiple cultural troops here who have come here to perform as the Prime Minister will be coming here. They will be performing to welcome the Prime Minister in a traditional Meghalayan way. All the three major tribes of Meghalaya, the Garo tribe, the Jaintia tribe and the Khasi tribe, have their cultural troops gathered here, and this is a view of the Wangala dance that you are seeing on your screen. And apart from that, apart from the Wangala dance, also the Masti dance by the Khasi tribe will be performed here, and the Jaintia tribe will be performing a plate dance. And as we speak, there is a huge momentum going on here with the people from where Niranjan was also speaking. There are also a lot of people, particularly youths, have gathered in large number with the rock bands, several rock bands from the state of Meghalaya performing there and waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive. And we are being told that the Prime Minister has already landed in Shillong, and in a short while from now he will be coming to the Central Library, to the State Central Library, where he will be paying tribute to the freedom fighters, and from there he will start his roadshow, which will end at Police Bazaar Point. And we are also getting to know that the Prime Minister, also on his way back, he will be again going to the Central Library from Police Bazaar, continuing the roadshow, and Niranjan will be adding more from the Police Bazaar Point. Niranjan.
Yes, and I think he's landed. Anirudha. It's going to be one interesting roadshow. Very, very rarely the Prime Minister does roadshows. In fact, the last roadshow that we saw him do was the long one in Gujarat, I remember, just before the Gujarat elections. And in Meghalaya, he's giving it his everything. Just before the state votes on the 27th, you can just see, behind me, people, very interesting. Up on buildings. Some are up on buildings there. That's the old Secretariat building there. People, just standing to catch a glimpse of him and also watching the concert from afar. This is a festival for them. And what better way to bring in the elections with a music festival almost, right? I mean.